A real possibility that this election will be decided in the Supreme Court. It's not an ideal situation, but the president is intent on getting the court involved. Just a short while ago, Donald Trump spoke from the White House. His message was clear. Mail-in ballots should not be permitted beyond Election Day. Listen in.
We want the law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list, okay?
But the Biden camp is having none of it. Joe Biden's campaign manager has released a scathing statement. Now, this statement says the president's statement tonight about trying to shut down the counting of duly cast ballots was outrageous, unprecedented, and incorrect. Now, the Democrats are ready for a legal battle. So what does the law say? Can President Trump legally stop the vote count? Now, his own party lawyers don't think so. This is what prominent GOP election lawyer Ben Ginsburg had to say. Now, these are all legally cast votes, and the process of trying to toss them out for some reason would just, I think, be viewed by any court. Now, including the Supreme Court, as just a massive disenfranchisement that would be frowned upon. So that's a Republican lawyer saying that there is no legal basis for Trump's attempts to halt the vote count. So we could be headed for a few days of high-octane political action in the United States. Now, we are being joined by Syed Akbaruddin, India's former permanent representative to the United Nations. For more, thank you for being with us. Now, counting is underway. It seems like the results will come down to the last 5 swing states, but there was also a difference in voter behavior in that Biden supporters seem to be bigger on mail-in voting, while Trump supporters have come out in their numbers in person. In light of this, what is your view of the results so far?
So the U.S. electoral process is in a place that nobody would like it to have be. From yesterday to today, if you see the number of people who have exercised their franchise, it's perhaps a record. Almost 2/3 of the entire electorate has exercised their franchise. Yet, it remains undecided who would be the next president of the United States. So, and that is largely because of the reflection of the divide in the entire electoral process. The same split that you witness on policy issues is now being witnessed in the electoral process. So you have a division between those who have voted in advance by early voting and those who voted on the day of the voting. You also have a divide perhaps between men and women, between college graduates and others, between urban and rural. These were all divides which we saw through the election process, and the electoral outcome is reflecting that clear division in American society. It does not augur very well for the electoral system to have this sort of a divide, because going forward, what do we have? It will bring into question the legitimacy of the electoral process.
On that, I want to just ask you, this, of course, has been a very close contest, but what do we make of Trump claiming victory so early on? Trump has been, we know throughout his presidency, he's been known to do things his own way, but there are governing factors in a democracy. Why is Trump going down this line, and why is he so intent on getting the Supreme Court involved?
Well, only President Trump knows what President Trump says. So to second guess him is going to be difficult. But that said, what we need to do is not to go by what he says, but to go by what he does. Right now, the electoral process is underway. And hopefully, by the end of the day, you will have greater clarity. Yes, it could perhaps lead to a judicial invocation. And nobody would like that to happen because political decisions are best resolved politically. But that said, the United States and its polity is in no position to resolve these issues politically, given the sharp differences that we've seen on every aspect. So let's hope that the electoral process can resolve it, failing which there are options available. These are not optimum options. These are suboptimal options, right. But it's best that the rule of law prevails, first through the electoral process and then through any other means that is available.
Right. Now, we did see Trump push through the nomination and the confirmation of the third Supreme Court Justice, Amy Coney Barrett, just a week ago. She was confirmed. Do you think that for this reason, Trump feels that he has an edge here?
Well, there have been more than 300 cases relating to electoral issues since the electoral process started this year. Some have been decided in favor of the Democrats, some in favor of the Republicans. And the U.S. Supreme Court is a court which has, over the years, evolved into an institution which is known for its independence. Yes, presidents do select Supreme Court justices, but they are also known for their legal acumen and judicial credentials. So let's await the outcome rather than, at this stage, even think of a judicial outcome, because the electoral process is on, and today may give you a better idea than what we are seeing early this morning in the United States. At the end of the day, these are steps which we need to look at with extreme caution, because there are no good endings to this process if it goes down that track.
Syed, as always, thank you very much for your analysis and insights there. Very much appreciated.